Okay, hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us for this CTFO Zoom event. My name is Adam Levy. So glad you could join us today. We're going to be going over the CTFO business opportunity. It's just an incredible platform that so many people are so excited about for good reason. I also have a special guest on the line, Dr. Robban Sica. Dr. Robban, are you out there?
I'm right here.
Hey,
Hello,
thanks for
everybody.
joining me, Dr. Robban. Well, listen, I'm just so glad that you could spend some time with us today. You know, you're an expert on CBD. Let me see if I can just share my screen real quickly. We'll get that underway. All right, fantastic. And you know, it's just been an incredible journey over the last couple of months, participating with CTFO and watching the incredible growth that our opportunity has shown for so many people. And you have been one of those leaders that have just absolutely exploded her business. You've reached the position of 5K executive manager. Congratulations on that. Very, very exciting to have you part of the team, and all the great education that you're providing for so many people. It's just amazing. You know, Robban, you're somebody that's got an incredible background as an MD, American Board of Integrative Holistic Medicine, American Board of Clinical Medical Toxicology. You've been a CBD expert for the last 4 years. You've got a great practice in Westport, Connecticut. And you've got these incredible integrative approaches. And so, you know, you're the kind of doctor that when folks have challenges with health that they can't seem to figure out and other methods and doctors have failed, they tend to come to you and you get it handled. You treat the whole body, and you've got this incredible integrative way of doing things. And so we're just so glad to have you on the team, and congratulations for all that you're doing.
Thank you, Adam. Very exciting.
Excellent. Well, we're going to have you pop in and share some stuff about the products and give some more detail about that. But let's first talk about this hemp CBD oil industry for a second and give you an idea of, you know, really what's been going on. It's just an incredible industry. You know, back in 2018, sales of CBD hemp oil hit around 600 million in sales. But at the end of that year, the Farm Bill was signed into law, which now makes it legal in all 50 states. And basically what that has done is it has really opened up the floodgates, and the era of hemp prohibition is now over. Hemp was removed from the Controlled Substances Act. It is no longer considered a Class 1 drug lumped in there with heroin of all things and other dangerous things. It's no longer part of that. And because of that, the growth of this industry is just starting really, because it's estimated that by 2022, which is really only, 3 years away, 22 billion in sales, which is 40 times growth. And what I always like to point out for people is that if you are somebody that you know, is trying to move ahead in life and have a side business or change a career, take a look at the industry that you're currently in. Is probably not going to grow 40 times over the next 3 years. And so by planting your flag with CTFO and getting a piece of this hemp CBD oil industry, you've got the ability to compress time and to create some leverage over the next few years. And a lot of people are going to create wealth because of that. You got to imagine the 22 billion in sales. Somebody is taking some CBD, and those that are on the side of distribution are going to reap those rewards, and they have the opportunity to grow along with that industry 40 times over the next few years. CTFO, Changing the Future Outcome, is a company that started back in 2015, so we're now coming up on our 4th year, and it's been a great journey. They started as a weight loss company with a copyrighted pay plan. They had this great free business model with free websites, which we still have today, and it had the potential to go viral because of that. Well, December 2017, their sales were about 39,000 for that month. So nothing too huge yet. Nothing had really taken hold, although, you know, they had a great, you know, base that they had built. But in January, just 1 month later, they launched their CBD line of products. That was about, 13, 14 months ago? Well, guess what? By December of that year, which is just a few months ago, they had gone and done $2 million in the month of December. So think about that growth for a second. Also, it's estimated with our new, website platform that we just recently launched. We purchased ownership in our 10X Pure Manufacturing Company, which we'll talk about. It is estimated that the sales of our company by the end of this year will be around 30 million a month. So your timing to be involved could not be better. I mean, obviously, if you get in here and you start engaging, you start sharing this and working on our program, you're going to be able to take advantage of that growth as well. So it's a pretty amazing thing that's happening timing-wise. I can tell you that from my experience, I believe that everybody that I know, probably everybody that you know, is going to purchase a CBD product this year or next. The buzz is out there. People are wanting to learn more. They know there's something going on. They're waiting for somebody they know. They're waiting for somebody they trust to guide them by the hand and say, hey, listen, I've done the homework. I've got something exceptional here, great value, and a great business platform. It's free to join, free websites, grab a spot, and you'll have access to over 70 top quality CBD products at wholesale. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of companies. Every other spam email you get is about CBD oil. There's CBD at the vape shop down the street. So again, people, they don't have time to do the homework. They want somebody who can really fill that void, and that's the opportunity gap. The misinformation that's going on out there gives us the opportunity to educate people we know, people in our lives, people around us, people that we come across, and lead them and show them that we've done the homework and we've got an incredible opportunity and product for them to use and then share and get results with. To talk about the incredible products, though, I do want to have Dr. Robban share her thoughts. Robban, this is something that you've been passionate about for several years. I know you prescribe this to patients in your office on a regular basis, and I know you've got some great stories to share as well. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Dr. Robban Sica.
Thank you so much, Adam. So I like to educate people starting out with the kind of the 101 of cannabinoids, because you have to understand what you're dealing with. People will ask you when you talk about hemp oil, they'll say, or CBD, they'll say, oh, is that marijuana? Is it pot? Am I going to get high? Is it going to make me sleepy? So you really need to understand like the basics of what you're talking about. And hemp and marijuana are related plants. They're different varieties of the cannabis sativa plant. And hemp, as well as marijuana, but hemp has been used for thousands and thousands of years for medicinal purposes, as well as other uses such as rope, fabric, paper, etc. And so far, the research was actually suppressed, and along with hemp cultivation in the 1930s, when hemp, which has virtually no side effects, was made a Schedule I drug along with marijuana. And as Adam said previously, that Schedule I includes things like cocaine and heroin, and they consider it no medicinal use. So here we have 6,000 years of documented medicinal benefit with hemp, and that was all just taken away in the 30s. So medical research into hemp, the benefits of hemp, stopped, ground to a halt until the 1980s, late 1980s, early 1990s, and most of that research has been done outside of the United States, most of it in Israel. But they've identified over 100 cannabinoid-like substances in the hemp oil so far. So when you hear the term CBD, which is the buzzword, it only represents one of those 100 compounds, but it's the technical term, the chemical term is cannabidiol, and that's CBD. It's been studied the most, along with THC, which of course is only found in large quantities in marijuana, and that's the part that makes you high. That's the psychoactive component. Hemp only contains less than 0.3% THC, or it can't be sold as hemp. Sorry, my dogs are seeing something out the window. They're barking a little bit. Hopefully it won't ruin the sound here. Let me know. I'll put them outside if I have to. Anyway, the Farm Bill, as Adam said, was passed last winter, signed into law, and so now we're going to start to see more activity here in the United States as far as research. But the next thing I want to really teach you guys about is how to choose an effective hemp oil and why CTFO hits all of these boxes. For those that are concerned about that little bit of THC showing up on a drug test, um, the full spectrum hemp oil contains all of the phytocannabinoids as well as other compounds I'll talk about. I can talk about in more depth, but terpenes and other things that really help synergistically to get the optimal effect out of that, out of taking the hemp oil. It is absolutely critical to buy organically sourced hemp oil. So if you're buying it off the internet or you're buying it at the vape shop and it's not organic, it could actually be dangerous to your health. Hemp is a bioconcentrator. It absorbs toxins from the soil. So if the soil is contaminated, it will actually suck those toxins out of the soil. And I learned just the other day that they're using hemp in Chernobyl, around Chernobyl, to suck up the radiation out of the soil and start to reclaim that area of land, which is pretty interesting. But obviously you don't want to consume any of that hemp. It grows really quickly, so it's very, what's the term, renewable, but you want to use that hemp, either destroy it or, use it for some other use. You wouldn't want to consume that because you don't want to get all those toxins from the soil. And it's important the way it's extracted. You don't want hemp oil that's extracted with chemicals or heat or anything that would destroy the integrity or leave a residue of chemical compounds in the hemp oil. Hemp oil should be GMP certified, or any product that you purchase, anything for consumption should be good manufacturing practices certified. And what that means is that there are third-party labs that do analysis and make sure that you're getting what you're paying for, that if it says so many milligrams of CBD, it's going to have those milligrams in there, and it's not going to have things you don't want, like mycotoxins, pesticides, etc. If you go on your back office, under tools on the CTFO website, you can see the third-party validation by on all of the different products that CTFO has, and what's in there and what isn't in there. And that's really important to look at, because you really want to know the quality of what you're getting, and that's somebody's looking at that and making sure that you are getting what you're paying for. Commercial hemp oil, on the other hand, is only 6%. So the average hemp oil that you buy off the internet, at your vape shop, wherever, is only 6% absorbed. So if you're paying for 100 milligrams, you're only getting 6 milligrams. If you're paying for 1,000 milligrams, you're only getting 60 milligrams out of that dose. So out of that bottle, out of that container. And the only thing that will make it more bioavailable is to do something to that oil that makes it hydrophilic, that is going to improve the absorption rate up to 70, 80, 90, 100%. I talked about this already, but you can see all the different things in full spectrum hemp oil, the multiple cannabinoids, as I talked about, the terpenes, which are like the flavorings and the scents in herbs that have medicinal benefit of their own, as do flavonoids. They create synergistic effect with the cannabinoids that aren't there if you don't have them, obviously, in the compound. Essential fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals also are all in full spectrum hemp oil that you won't see in an isolate. And in integrated medicine and holistic medicine, herbal medicine, we look at the whole plant as having advantages, both in terms of potency and effect, but also in terms of modulating any kind of side effects when you use a whole herb versus an extract. And what drug companies do is they take an herb that's known, like white willow bark, that's known for helping with pain, and they extract aspirin and they make a drug out of it. The problem is that drug can have greater side effects and not necessarily all the benefits of the whole herb. So here's some, in a real nutshell, because there's over 25,000 studies now on CBD and the other phytocannabinoids and the health benefits. So this is just a smattering of the things that they've shown that you have benefit for in terms of depression, anxiety, insomnia, pain, etc. You start to look at these number of things that cannabinoids, that the phytocannabinoids can be helpful with, And it starts to sound like a panacea. Oh, it can cure this, it can cure that, it can cure the other thing. What I want to impress upon you is that it doesn't cure anything, because what cannabinoids do, the cannabinoids that are in hemp oil, what they do is they interact with the body's own endocannabinoid system, our own receptors in our body that are naturally occurring, that help our systems to go to come into balance, what we call homeostasis. Okay, if you look at the nervous system, if you have too many excitatory neurotransmitters, you're going to get anxious, you're not going to be able to sleep. Conversely, you could be depressed. If we bring that into balance, then all of a sudden those things can resolve. It doesn't necessarily cure depression or anxiety, but what it does is it helps your brain to restore homeostasis so it functions better. Same thing in the immune system, both in terms of fighting infection as well as decreasing unnecessary inflammation in the body. The endocrine receptors, phytocannabinoids, CBD, etc., interact with pain receptors and diminish the pain sensitivity, raise the pain threshold so pain doesn't feel as painful, put it that way. And these endocannabinoid receptors have been found in all vertebrates, which is over 600 million years of evolution. So that goes all the way back to snakes and reptiles, virtually anything with a backbone. So this has been around a long time. We all need it. Animals need it, and us humans need these cannabinoid-like substances for optimal health. And 10x Pure is, to me, really exceptional. The more I learn about it, the more excited I am, because I've gotten really excited over the last 4 years researching all of this about the endocannabinoid system and the receptors and all the research looking into this. Very exciting. But finding a product that is bioavailable, that's hydrophilic and gets absorbed and has optimal effects, now that gets me really excited, because then we're going to really change people's lives health-wise. So 10x Pure is a patented hydrophilic technology. CTFO owns the exclusive on that. It's no other company's ever going to have it. It markedly increases absorption and bioavailability, and not only bioavailability to get from the GI tract into your system, but also to get into the tissues, into your actual cells, and crosses what we call the blood-brain barrier into the brain. So the effectiveness of it on things like anxiety, depression, cognitive function, how sharp you feel, insomnia is going to be markedly increased, because it's going to get to where it needs to go. 10x Pure is a combination of essential fatty acids that in and of themselves have antibacterial, antifungal, viral type effects. And that's the patented way that they have oxygenated those 5 essential fatty acids that then allows 10x Pure to be added to our hemp oil. And then now you get the kind of exponential effect of the 10x Pure benefits plus the hemp oil benefits. And the new research that is just coming out now that CTFO is doing shows that 10x Pure actually protects CBDA, or cannabidiolic acid, which is the acid water-soluble form of cannabidiol. It protects it from degradation. It protects it from being decarboxylated. CBDA is the raw, unprocessed cannabinoid that comes from the plant leaves and stems, and it's been shown in other studies to be anywhere from 100 to 300 times more potent than cannabidiol itself. The problem is it's the precursor to CBD, but over time, heat and acidity and just the effects of oxidation over time, that CBDA gets degraded down to CBD. Now, CBD is beneficial, we know it is, but you have to take 10 times or 100 times more to get the effect. Whereas CBDA is extremely effective, and especially when it's delivered to the tissues, to the brain through that patented oxygenated oils called 10x Pure. And so 65% of the CBDA is preserved simply by mixing our hemp oil with the 10x Pure oil, and therefore it becomes more bioavailable, and it becomes better at being absorbed, but also a better anti-inflammatory COX-2 inhibitor. People have heard of drugs that are COX-2 inhibitors. It actually works on that enzyme to decrease inflammation and is then an alternative to common anti-inflammatory medications.
And Robban, before you go any further, on the CBDA, the thing that I love about what we've got going on with this is we're so far ahead of the research and other companies in the market space with this, because we have this product that has so much of the CBDA in it. Nobody else really has that in their product. They may have fractions of it or trace amounts, but we protect up to 65% of the content in our product, which is really something that's quite unique in the marketplace, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because even if there is trace amounts of CBDA in it, the longer it sits on the shelf, when you put it in your body, the heat in your body, et cetera, is going to interact and degrade the CBDA to CBD. So how much are you actually getting into the tissues? And the new research that's just being released in the last few weeks on 10X Pure is that the 10X Pure carries it into the tissue and maintains the integrity of that CBDA until it's delivered to where it needs to go. So, I mean, that's, you're getting it. It's targeting it to the tissue where it needs to be. Here's the structured oxygenated oils. That's that patented process that CTFO has that nobody else is ever going to have. Takes these 5 essential fatty acids, short chain fatty acids, with known health benefits. I've used lauric acid and caprylic acid and linoleic acid in my practice for years for their various health benefits as far as the antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory effects. We've used these for years, and now we have these structured oxygenated oils that actually get in even better. This is way beyond what most CBD products are, just mixed with common olive oil or some other carrier, and don't have the benefit of these other essential fatty acids. So CTFO has over 70 products. Adam, do you want to go over the product line?
Let's talk a little bit about these products. And you just shared with me a story before the Zoom event here about somebody that you stopped by your office, and maybe you can share just some thoughts about that.
Yeah, I was meeting with somebody this morning, and turned out that she had pain in the bottom of her foot, and she said it's been all winter long. She hasn't been able to flex her foot at all without pain. She hasn't been able to move her foot, and been to the doctor, got the x-rays, did all that, and I said, well, why don't you try putting a little of this ultimate deep healing pain cream, which is literally one of my very favorite products that CTFO makes. Literally 3 minutes later, she goes, it can't have worked that fast, can it? It can't. The doctors don't even know what's wrong. They can't find anything, but I can't move my foot. 3 minutes later, she's rolling her ankle around, she's stretching her foot, flexing it, and going, I can't believe I don't have any pain. And it was literally that quick. It was really amazing.
That is fantastic.
Happens. I actually have a jar of that on my desk at my office, and anybody has pain, I say, here, rub this on your knee, rub this on your back, rub this on your shoulder, because it does. It relieves pain really quickly. It's got emu oil, CBD, arnica, and a bunch of other things in there, and it works, I would say, 90% of the time for any kind of pain.
What I love about the offering here at CTFO is that there are 70 plus CBD products. So you've got price points for everybody, and you've got a category for everybody. Vape oils, I like to bring up, because I'm not a vapor myself, but 30% of all CBD consumed in our country is done so via vaping, because it's the fastest way to get the CBD into your system. There's no nicotine, there's nothing addictive. You're just getting the CBD into the system the quickest way. And if you're in chronic pain, that's going to be the fastest way to do it. The second fastest way, of course, would be the drops, right? The full spectrum drops.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And just to make a comment about the vape, actually vaping it is one of the ways of getting around that very limited 6% absorption of most CBDs, and that's why people want to vape it, because they're going to get more benefit than that 6% absorption in the intestinal tract.
Right, but we're getting a lot more absorption too with the full spectrum 10X Pure drops. And then we've got the hair growth. I've seen some of these before and afters. I mean, there's a product in our line, a series of products for hair growth with Anagain in it, which is a patented ingredient that's been known to grow back hair, not if you're completely bald, but if you're thinning, it's making it a lot thicker, and that's a billion-dollar market all by itself. I'm excited about hair growth, even though I myself don't need it. I have a great head of hair, but there's people out there that'll just do anything. And the biggest market is women with thinning hair, which is surprising, but that's a great market in itself.
It's devastating for women to have thinning hair. It really is devastating. And when I see these before and afters, I get so excited about it because it's one of the biggest complaints that, women, it affects their appearance, it affects their self-esteem. It's a huge issue. And we've got something that actually is demonstrating that it works really super well.
The beauty care line, we're talking a ton of different products in moisturizers and cleansers and toners and wrinkle creams and all this with CBD in it, and people, they rave about these products. It's absolutely amazing to me, and they're so affordable. When you bought skincare in your life. I mean, it's expensive, some of that stuff that the ladies buy for their skin, but this stuff is really affordable, isn't it?
It is, and I have never been that person to use all the moisturizers and the creams. Fortunately, I've been blessed with good skin, but I'm getting a little older and everything, and I love these. I use them every day. I can see a difference right away with them.
We've got the whole spray line. We got sleep sprays and energy sprays and weight loss sprays and pain sprays, and those are nice and portable. That's something that I think that a lot of people fall in love with as well. Then there's the gummies, CBD gummies. Everybody likes those. And of course, you mentioned it, the pet products. Didn't you give your patient some for pets today as well?
I did. Her Labrador is kind of feeling sick, and he's got some arthritis. And I gave her half a bottle that I had laying around. I'm like, go give this to him, and hopefully he'll feel better really soon. I mean, my 8-year-old dog is playing like a puppy, and she didn't do that before she was on the CTFO hemp oil.
So probably not a placebo with your dog, right?
No, there's no placebo with dogs.
They can't lie about it, right?
They don't know it's in their food,
Fantastic. Well, Robban, thanks for being on and sharing your knowledge about CBD. And we've got more intense trainings with Dr. Robban Sica. And again, congratulations on going 5K. That is phenomenal. Your team is on a tear. You're actually blowing way by 5K. You're on your way to 10K right now, and probably will be in the next week or so. And I'm so excited to be working with you and your group.
Thank you so much. I really enjoy coming on these Zoom presentations and enjoy sharing this knowledge because it really does make a difference for people.
Fantastic. Well, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the money. And stand by because I know you're excited about that too. The compensation plan here is an exceptional one. It is not got any hoops and hurdles and gotchas and really challenges. It's one of those things that is very clean and well put together. There's several different ways to get paid, and they're all paid simultaneously, and they're paid weekly. So you get weekly pay here. Anything you do this week, you get paid next Wednesday. It's absolutely amazing how well that works. And what I want to focus on is this 20% here on the unilevel, and that's on your personally enrolled. You'll also get 4% down through 5 levels on the ones they enroll and the ones that they enroll and so on. But the 20% is what I want you to focus on really at first. And what I love about this is that every time you enroll somebody in our program, you will earn 20% of whatever they order. And not just the first time, every time they order. When they order a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, whenever, you're going to earn 20%. And most people will get on an auto ship with our company because they will get to pay below wholesale, 5% below wholesale if you're on an auto ship. It's something you can cancel, change, move around. It's really easy to do it. You do it right in your back office. But before you place an order, good idea to do that. Set that up so that you can pay 5% below wholesale. All the prices on your website in your back office change and become less when you're set up on an auto ship. But here's what happens. 20% every time somebody purchases product that you've introduced. I love this because you have absolutely more control over your personal weekly income than any other program I've ever seen. I've been doing this type of a business now for 30 years. And I have to say that this is exciting for me, because if a person says to me, hey, Adam, I'd like to earn an extra $300 to $500 a month, can I do that with CTFO? You know, I don't know if I'm going to be good at network marketing. I don't know if I can build a large organization. I don't know if I have those skill sets, but I'd like to earn $300 to $500 extra a week. The answer is yes, you can absolutely do that here. All you've got to do is go ahead and enroll 30, 40, 50, 60 people, share this program, bring those people on. They're already looking for CBD. It's free to join, right? They get free websites. And if you do that just on your personal efforts alone, you're going to be making that 20%. You'll be making $300 to $500 extra a week. Now, what's great about that is if you can do that, and it has nothing to do with building an organization, that's just you turning people on to these incredible products that they can't get anywhere else, right? The 10X Pure, you can't get anywhere else. And if you do that, guess what's going to happen? People around you are going to say, hey, I'd like to make an extra $300 to $500 a week. How do I do it? And they just share with them how you do it. And guess what will happen? Your check will then go to $1,000 a week, and then $2,000 a week, and then $3,000 a week. And it just goes on and on from there. It can be so, so lucrative. But again, from the very beginnings, you have control over your weekly income. Just enroll more people. Now, the rest of it's gravy, and it's very exciting. It gets exponential. There's also a copyrighted matrix, 3x21. It fills up. Computer just does it left to right, highest available position. So don't wait. Get started sooner rather than later, right? It goes 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, and I don't even know what the numbers are below that, but it goes down through 21 levels. And there's a ton of money in this matrix. And here's why. There's something called profit sharing positions, which enable you to multiply your income. Every time you enroll somebody from your fourth person on, you get an additional profit sharing position inserted into that 3x21 structure. And when those stack, it multiplies your income. So not only are you getting paid one time on that organization, but you can be paid 2 times or 3 times or 4 times or more on that same volume going on in that same organization. That's the copyrighted portion of our compensation plan. And we've got a great video on that, so you can check that out, and that'll be helpful for you to get the full details. Also, infinity bonuses, up to 20% extra paid on all the volume in your organization as you reach volume titles in our program. There's minimal structure requirements to advance in the plan. It's the easiest, simplest plan I've ever seen. And guess what? The owners are paid in the same compensation plan as you and I. They're on the same side of the ledger. So if they want a raise, guess what? You get a raise, I get a raise, we all get a raise too. It's such a game changer in this industry. We have a very simple approach. We use text messaging, or Facebook messaging, or LinkedIn messaging, wherever you can send a message, right? You've had a cell phone for a decade. You've got a decade's worth of contacts in there. You can text those people a simple message, take 15 minutes out of your day from your phone, and use your thumbs and get the message out about what we're doing. You can send messages on Facebook. If you've got private messaging on Facebook, you can do that. If you've got a lot of friends there. LinkedIn, there's really no limit to where you can send messages. But what you're going to find is CBD has such a universal appeal. People are so looking for it right now that if you send out a dozen messages a day for the next week or two, you'll have approached hundreds of people, and you'll be amazed at the responses that you get, the favorable responses that you get, where people are looking for what we have. I'm telling you folks, anybody can do this. It's free, it's duplicatable, it's great for busy people because it's simple to do. And then we just follow up. We follow up with additional messages, with maybe a 3-way call, with links to videos. I'm telling you, I'm doing this business from my couch, from my phone, from my computer, and it's just really easy to duplicate this business, and anybody can do it. Well, again, let's wrap this thing up because we're running out of time here. But I want to just mention, it's free to get started. You don't even need a credit card to get an account and to start making money with CTFO. It's a free back office. You get free websites. I believe you get 6 free websites. No startup costs, no ongoing costs to have your business. There's free training and support. Our company is paying out 100% of the commission value of each of the products. You'll earn 20% on all your personals. we are going to experience 40 times growth in this industry over the next few years. So it gives you the ability to compress time, unlike any other career or industry that you can be involved in at this time. And we have, again, 70 top quality CBD products at or below wholesale that you get access to when you register with CTFO. And we forgot to mention, but we do have a 60-day money-back guarantee. So, let's face it, you've got nothing to lose, absolutely nothing to lose. Try to go to the vape store, buy one of their products, use it for 2 months, and then go back and say, hey, you know what? Didn't really work for me. I'd like to get my money back. They'd laugh at you, right? Not going to happen. Well, at CTFO, we give you the opportunity to try our products for 2 full months and get your money back with our 60-day money-back guarantee. Again, it's a $22 billion industry, according to the Brightfield Group and Forbes magazine, and that's just a few years away. So someone's going to buy all this CBD. My question for you is simply this: why shouldn't they buy it from you? Or better yet, why shouldn't they buy it from their very own business? I got to say, this has been a lot of fun. I'm really glad to have had a chance to share this information with everybody. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all on future Zoom webinars. Again, Robban, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and or today, I should say, and really get back to the person that has shared this Zoom video with you. Get their link, get enrolled today. Again, it's free to get started.